You finally stopped the breakouts, like finally. And you thought that would be the end of it, that you could just move on with your life, But instead, you're sitting there with these ghosts, these dark marks that just won't leave. The red ones, the brown ones, just sitting there on your face like they're mocking you. And honestly, sometimes the marks feel worse than the actual acne. Because at least when you had a pimple, you could tell yourself, okay, this is temporary, it'll heal. But these scars, 3 months, 6 months, a year later, and they're still there. So you probably do what I did. You go down the YouTube rabbit hole at midnight. You watch every video about hyperpigmentation and post-inflammatory erythema, and you start building your shopping cart. The ordinary vitamin C, retinol, that AHA, BHA peel everyone swears by. Maybe you even start looking at microneedling stamps on Amazon or calculating if you can justify $2,000 for laser treatments. And I need to tell you something that's probably going to frustrate you. Something I wish someone had told me before I spent tens of thousands of dollars learning it the hard way. You're probably solving the wrong problem. But don't worry, today I'm going to show you why, and I'll actually reveal to you how to fade acne marks fast. You see, I used to be a pharmacist, which means I was that person who thought if I just found the right combination of actives, the right percentage of this acid, the perfect layering routine, I could science my way out of these scars. I tried everything, and I mean everything. Every dermatologist visit turned into a new prescription. Every product launch became, maybe this is the one. I did chemical peels that made my skin burn for days. I tried laser treatments that cost more than my rent. I even did a round of microneedling that left my face looking worse for 3 months. And things would work for a little bit. I'd see some fading, I'd get hopeful, and then it would just stop. The marks would come back, or new ones would appear, and I'd be right back where I started. Eventually, I realized I wasn't dealing with a skincare problem. I was dealing with a biology problem. And biology doesn't respond to attacks. It responds to support. Here's what nobody tells you about scars. When you look at a dark mark left over from acne, the entire skincare industry has trained you to see it as a stain. Like your face is a white t-shirt and you just need to bleach it or scrub it out. That's why every video you watch is basically a shopping list of acids and brightening serums. But that dark mark isn't a stain. It's an abandoned construction site. Let me explain. Think about it this way. When your skin gets injured, even from a pimple, your body is supposed to go through 3 phases of healing: inflammation, proliferation, and then remodeling. That's the actual construction process. See? Your body sends in the emergency crew and they start rebuilding. And then they do the finishing work to make everything look normal again. What if the construction crew shows up and there are no materials? No bricks, no cement, no tools. They can't finish the job, right? So they just leave the site half done. That's your scar. That red or brown mark is your body stuck in phase 1, waiting for supplies that never came. And what does the skincare industry tell you to do? Tear down the scaffolding, strip away more layers, peel it, anneal it, blast it with lasers. You're not giving the construction crew materials. You're making their jobs harder. Okay, so let me explain what's really happening with these marks, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. Those red marks everyone calls PIE, that's not just discoloration. Those are blood vessels staying dilated because your skin is desperately calling for oxygen and nutrients. It's like your skin is standing at the door with its hand out, waiting for delivery, and the vessels are staying open because nothing's arriving. And the brown marks, the PIH that everyone's trying to fade with vitamin C, that's not a stain either. That's protective pigment. Your skin created extra melanin because the barrier is so compromised that it needs something, anything, to shield itself. It's like putting cardboard over a broken window. Yeah, it looks bad, but it's there because the actual structure is weak. Both of these things are symptoms of the same root problem. Your body got stuck in the inflammation phase of healing because it didn't have the raw materials to move forward. And here's the part that's going to sound weird, but it changed everything for me. Those raw materials aren't in a serum. They're in your body, or at least they're supposed to be. I spent tens of thousands of dollars across the years. Dermatologists, estheticians, laser clinics, every holy grail product that launched. And you know what I finally figured out? Every single treatment I did was like trying to build a house when the supply truck never showed up. The treatments worked, technically. The lasers did what they were supposed to do. The peel removed the layers they were supposed to remove. But then my skin would try to heal from the treatment and it would get stuck again because it didn't have what it needed. Still. So I just end up with new trauma on top of old inflammation. I had one esthetician tell me my skin was difficult. like it was personally choosing to be problematic. And I believed her for a while. I thought maybe my skin was just broken, maybe some people's skin just doesn't heal right. But skin isn't difficult. Skin is math. If you give it what it needs, it does what it's designed to do. If you don't, it can't. The variable I was missing wasn't another acid percentage. It was minerals, specifically copper and zinc, and here's why. This is where everyone's going to want me to recommend a supplement, and I'm going to disappoint you because it's not that simple. But stay with me here because this is important. Your skin needs 3 things to actually complete the healing process: copper, zinc, and the ability to absorb them. Copper and zinc are the literal building blocks of collagen. They're not optimal. Without them, your skin cannot physically close a wound properly. It's like trying to sew something together, but you have no thread. You can have the needle, you can have the fabric, but without the thread, nothing gets sewn. Most people watching this are deficient. Not hospitalized deficient, but quietly, chronically deficient in a way that doesn't show up on your yearly blood work, but absolutely shows up on your face. It shows up in how long your scars take to fade, how easily you bruise, how your skin can never seem to finish healing. And sometimes it's pretty annoying because you can have plenty of copper and zinc in your diet and still be functionally deficient because your gut isn't absorbing it. This is what took me forever to figure out. I was eating all the right foods, taking supplements, doing everything I was supposed to do, but my gut was so inflamed that nutrients were just passing through like water through a sieve. You can't topically apply your way out of an internal depletion. That's why the serums keep failing. Luckily for us, there's a really simple solution. Here's something you can start today, right now actually. This is the first thing I do every single morning and it takes 90 seconds. It's called lymphatic drainage. And before you roll your eyes thinking that this is some wellness trend, your face has a sewage system. It's called your lymphatic system. And when it's clogged, all the waste products and inflammatory fluid from old breakouts just sit there in your skin, keeping those areas red and puffy. Here's exactly how to do it. You can literally pause this video and try it right now. First, drink some water. Your lymph is fluid and it needs you to be hydrated to move. Then place your fingers at your temples. Very light pressure. We're talking feather light, way lighter than you think. This isn't a massage. You're not pushing. You're just encouraging fluid to drain. Gently stroke down the sides of your face towards your jaw 3 times. Then place your fingers under your jawbone and stroke down your neck toward your collarbones 3 times. That's where the lymph drains out. Do this on both sides. This whole thing takes literally 60 to 90 seconds. First time you do this, look in the mirror after. You'll probably notice that your face is less puffy, maybe a little less red. That's with fluid actually moving instead of sitting stagnant. Do this every morning before you're putting anything on your face, and you'll start to see those red marks calm down faster. This isn't going to fix everything overnight, but it's supporting your body's natural drainage system instead of fighting against it. The protocol that finally worked for me is almost embarrassingly simple, which is probably why no one talks about it. There's no viral before and after, no dramatic peeling moment, no product haul to film. I stopped attacking my skin and started supporting my biology. The first thing I did was fix my gut. And I know that sounds like wellness woo-woo, but your gut is where you absorb the copper and zinc that we just talked about. It's also where chronic inflammation starts for most people. If your gut is a mess, your skin will be a mess. That's not opinion, that's just how your body works. For me, this meant cutting out foods that were making my gut angry. Dairy and gluten were the big ones. I added in bone broth for the minerals and gut healing amino acids. Started taking a basic probiotic. Nothing fancy, nothing extreme, just supporting the system that's supposed to absorb the nutrients. Second, I stabilized my blood sugar because every time your blood sugar spikes, you get an insulin spike. And insulin triggers inflammatory signals. It's like trying to heal a cut while someone keeps poking it. Your body can't move out of the inflammation phase if you're re-triggering inflammation 6 times a day. This doesn't mean you can never eat carbs. It just means eating protein with your carbs, not having coffee on an empty stomach, eating regular meals instead of letting yourself starve, then binging. Basic blood sugar stability. And third, and this is the only topical part, I switched to the most boring skincare routine imaginable. Gentle cleanser, a hydrating serum with ceramides and niacinamide, and a basic moisturizer. That's it. No acids, no retinol, no vitamin C, just support. I stopped trying to force my skin to heal and created an environment where it could heal itself. The first month, I'll be honest, I was frustrated. Nothing dramatic happened. But around week 6, I noticed the new spots from pimples were fading within 2 weeks of lingering for months. By month 3, Marks I had had for over a year were finally genuinely fading. It wasn't magic. It was just my body finally having what it needed to finish the job. I need to be really honest with you about something, and you're probably not gonna like it, but I'm gonna say it anyway because no one else will. This takes 90 days, minimum, 3 months. I know you want those marks gone tomorrow. I wanted that too. I've tried everything that promised overnight results. Those promises are lies. If a product could genuinely rebuild tissue in 48 hours, it wouldn't be at Sephora. It would be prescription only and probably have severe side effects. Real healing, the kind where your body actually repairs the tissue instead of temporarily masking it, takes time. That's how biology works. Your skin needs to complete full turnover cycles. Your gut needs time to heal and start absorbing nutrients properly. Your inflammation needs to come down and stay down. 90 days sounds like forever when you're staring at these marks every morning, but I'd already spent 3 years trying everything else. 3 years of spending money, doing treatments, getting hopeful, and then disappointed. 3 years of attacking my skin and wondering why it wouldn't cooperate. 90 days of actually supporting it like it was nothing in comparison. And unlike all those other treatments, this is the one that actually worked. I remember canceling plans because the restaurant lighting would be too bright, taking 20 minutes to do my makeup just to go to the grocery store, genuinely believing that these marks were who I was now, that this was just gonna be my face forever. And I want you to know that your skin isn't broken. It's not difficult. It's not failing you. It's just waiting for materials that never arrived. Once you give it what it needs, the healing happens on its own, not overnight, not dramatically, but steadily and completely. So here's what I want you to do today. Right after you finish this video, try that lymphatic drainage I showed you just once. See if you notice any difference in how your face feels, how puffy it looks, how those red marks are. Then start paying attention to your blood sugar. Notice how your skin looks on days when you have coffee on an empty stomach versus when you eat breakfast first. Notice if your face gets more inflamed after eating certain foods. Your skin is giving you feedback constantly. You just have to start listening. And if you're ready to stop guessing and actually map out what your body specifically needs to complete the healing process, I put together something in the link below. Not another product recommendation, not another quick fix, an actual roadmap for your specific situation. Because your depletion pattern is unique to you. Your gut might need different support than mine. Your mineral deficiencies might be in different places. Your inflammation triggers might be things that I never had to deal with. This worked for me after spending tens of thousands of dollars worth of treatments that didn't. And I think it can work for you too, but only if you're willing to be patient. Only if you're willing to support instead of attack. Only if you're ready to give your skin what it's actually been asking for this whole time. Thanks for staying with me today, beautiful soul, and I'll see you in the next one.